Hey guys, Rob Knapp here. Today I thought, I'd bring you a Scream 1996 review, the original Scream, because, like I said, throughout, the time of my channel, I'll be bringing rankings. So I want to do all the Screams right here for you, not right now at the same time, but video by video, and then I'll bring you a ranking, and that's how I'll do it. I'll do all the movies, bring you a ranking. So this time, Scream 1996. Classic movie. If you haven't seen this movie, before you watch this, go watch it right now, because I don't want to spoil a second for you. This is one of the best horror movies ever. Alright, so Scream. Let me tell you, my girlfriend, when we first started going out, over almost 3 years ago now, she hated horror movies. She told me about her experience with It 2017 in the theater, and I said, let me show you how to get into horror. So if you know who the Dead Meat guy is, if you know James A. Janisse, it's another great way. 20 minutes, you're in and out, you've seen the movie, you know it. But Scream is also a gateway because it's different. It's a whodunit. It's, yes, there's blood, yes, there's gore, but it's more intriguing. This keeps you locked. It's like almost a 2-hour episode of Law and Order. And that's why she loved it. And that's why I love it, is it's a gateway. And it's so perfect because it's almost horror without being horror. You get this Degrassi, the teenagers in this high school situation where they're all involved. And that's what, in the 90s, when this movie came out, it became the reflection of what was to come for the next 4 to 5 years within the horror genre. The Faculty, Urban Legend, I Know What You Did Last Summer. And that's what makes this so great, was you get this movie with these characters where even to today, they're still respected and so iconic for what they did that they still will go back and they still love to play these parts today. And that's what's so great. I don't care if you love gory, insane horror movies. Great. You might not love this movie as much as I do. It might be on your bottom. But if you like a good movie, and you're not into you're gonna like this. You're gonna look it back and be like, you know what? That Scream movie might be the best horror movie I've seen. But Scream, directed by Wes Craven, and this is what people don't get. Wes Craven has made some of the most gruesome, out there, gross, grotesque, Hills Have Eyes, Last House on the Left. I'm forgetting some names here, but he's made some great movies like that. Or people, they still talk about them. They've been remade over the years. He knew what the genre needed at the moment. They needed this turn where the tropes are on the genre, where they're making fun of the mistakes and what they've done for years. Don't say that. Oh, don't do that, I'll be back. You're not going to be back. Or, just any of the great one-liners in the film. If you've not, like I said, if you're still watching and you haven't seen this, go watch the movie. This movie didn't get 4 sequels because it was bad, and that has happened. There are plenty of movies where they're bad and they get 5 sequels. No, this movie got 4 sequels because it's good. Because people wanted them. As much as 3 is hated, it's still better than most horror movies that are not that good. And that's what's funny about this, is even the worst movie is still a good movie. And that's what I love about the Scream franchise in a whole. But more, this movie was the beginning. It's where it all started. This movie is just a classic horror film. Written and directed by Wes Craven, Kevin Williamson with all the writing tech, all that what he's doing, he was fantastic, and he was able to keep all these characters together, keep all this story going, and I just give total props, and I'm telling you, Scream, you have to watch it. I'm trying to think of anything else I have to say, because this is just one of those great movies that, as a horror fan, if you don't talk about it, I feel like you're not giving in to the whole genre. Um, you know, Maybe if I talk about the actors, David Arquette, and the actresses, Courtney Cox, Neve Campbell, Jamie Kennedy, Skeet Ulrich, Matt Lillard, just Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore's character wasn't even wasted because she has probably the most iconic beginning in a horror film, maybe ever. Because if you ever watched the special features, when they said, "Hey, you want to come do this movie?" she was like, "Yeah, but how about we change it up and you kill me off first?" So, because everyone, before they ever saw this movie, if you watch things on it, they thought that Drew Barrymore was the star because at that moment she was big. She was real big. But no, they turned the tables and was like, no, she isn't. She's not in the movie, really. Casey Becker, yeah, they talk about it throughout the movie. Yeah, she's that first kill, but she's not in the rest of the movie. And that's really where, you even at the, you have the VHS or the original copies of the DVD, she's right front and center, and it makes anyone who grabs it, and looks at it and is like, oh, Drew Barrymore's in this? You're like, yeah, Drew Barrymore's in it. And that's what's so great about this movie is even like the front center, biggest actress isn't even in the movie for more than 5 to 10 minutes. And it's insane. But that's what makes this movie so iconic, so great, is it didn't even need that because you're so hooked, you're so invested in these characters that they bring you, and the way that they, Jamie Kennedy's character, the way that they set him up with being the guy that gets them the news. He knows about horror movies. He's the guy. Who's gonna die now? Who's the victim? Who did it? Who's the killer? They all go to him. They all go to Randy to ask him these questions. And that's the best thing about, this type of horror movie is there is that character there. When you need questions answered, they go to him. And a lot of times in movies, they don't do that. They don't give you they'll give you some nerdy guy that doesn't maybe know, they think he knows it, but he never gives them an answer. And I hate that. No, Randy knows it. And right into the third movie, he's somehow there, even in the new movie. If you saw that, spoiler alert, his sister, she's in the movie. Not real life sister, but within the movies, she's there, and you're like, oh, there's Randy again. Pictures of him. It's like they can't leave these characters out because they're iconic. They're what made you love the movie. Because even less than the Ghostface killer himself, yes, he's iconic, but you love him because he was in this movie, not because he was the killer. It's not like in Freddy or in Jason where you love Jason because of who he is, and you love Freddy because of Robert Englund playing Freddy, and that's why you love A Nightmare on Elm Street. You love Scream because they deliver so much in every aspect of what they're trying to do within these films, and especially within the first Scream. This one's the most iconic, the best out of the best of these movies. And yeah, they can keep shooting these out. They can keep making these movies, but is it gonna be as good as this one? Never, because it's the original. It started right here. If you want to talk Scream, have anything to say, leave comments below, because I love to talk Scream. I love to talk movies. And if you want to talk more, just comment down below, like I said. Click and subscribe if you have not. This movie, I don't even have to give it a rating. You know what it is. It's a 10 out of 10. All day, it's a 10 out of 10. Go watch this. Go see it. Go watch Scream. 25 years. Do it. Do it right now. I'm telling you.